As diplomats, as ambassadors, as leaders, it is not often that we are at a loss for words. When I learned of the horrific terror attack this past Friday evening, when I saw the ghastly pictures of the Sabbath meal interrupted by a vile terrorist, I was left speechless. The Solomon family had gathered together, like millions of Jews, for the most joyous occasion, the birth of a new grandson. Instead, their night of celebration ended in massacre. This is a picture of the festive meal in their house. The family had lit the Shabbat candles, blessed the wine, and sat down to eat when the terrorist entered their home. He stabbed his victims to death. He killed Yosef, the 70-year-old grandfather. He slayed Yosef's daughter, Chaya, and he murdered Yosef's son, Elad. He did this all in front of their children and grandchildren. Had it not been for Elad's wife, this horrific attack would have taken the lives of the entire extended Solomon family. She hid the children, while a neighbor heard the screams of the victims and bravely neutralized the terrorist before he could complete his massacre. This attack is not an isolated incident. It is part of the wave of terror sweeping the free world. Some experts classify these terrorists as lone wolves acting on their own, but we know this is not the case. These terrorists are brainwashed with the same hateful teachings. They are all taught that violence and cold-blooded murder is holy. Last December, shoppers in Berlin market were plowed down while Christmas shopping. In April, a policeman was shot to death while protecting Paris. In May, young people enjoying a concert in Manchester were blown up by a suicide bomber. And just 3 days ago, on Friday night, on a Shabbat meal, the Solomon family in Israel became terror's latest victim. Instead of condemning this act of terror, calming the situation, and pledging to remove all fanatics from their society, the Palestinians are spreading the most horrible lies. They would like the international community to believe that this unspeakable act of violence is Israel's fault. Don't believe the phony Palestinian outrage. The Security Council is meeting to discuss how to de-escalate the conflict. Let me save them some time. It's quite simple. Demand that Mahmoud Abbas and the Palestinian Authority stop promoting violence. Tell them to stop educating to hate. Make them stop paying terrorists. Omar El-Abed, the terrorist who slaughtered the Solomon family last Friday, did so knowing that the PA plans on paying him. He knew they would pay him more than $3,000 a month simply for killing Israelis in cold blood. El-Abed was encouraged to kill because he knew it would put him on Abbas's guaranteed payroll for the rest of his life. From Friday evening, he is receiving $3,000 a month. El-Abed slaughtered the Solomon family because just like the terrorists in Berlin, Paris, and London, he was taught to hate Jews and despise Western society. If the Security Council wants to de-escalate this situation, they should not believe the Palestinian lies. We do not need more carefully worded statements asking for calm. The Council must demand real action by Mahmoud Abbas. Make him stop his tacit support for terror, force him to end this unbearable wave of violence, and make him do so immediately. before the lives of more innocent victims are lost.